Hi, I'm Ashton, and I've been questioning my sexuality again. Oh. I know a lot of the times on here I come off as like pretty confident about my identity, and I am, but I recently went through another phase of like questioning my sexuality, and I kind of wanted to share that process with you guys. It's something that I considered talking about a couple times, but I was like, no, I want to be sure on this before I talk about it so I don't have to end up like making 10 videos about my sexuality when like I thought I had this all fucking figured out. So I've identified as pansexual, panromantic, and demisexual since like 8th grade, which was 4 years ago now, and you know, when you're my age, that's like kind of a long time. And it's not that I don't identify with those words anymore, it's just that I'm not sure if those are the best words that fit me. So I'm kind of just going to walk you through some of my thoughts while I was questioning and kind of the conclusion that I ended up with. Pansexuality as a label is something that I've kind of clung to pretty strongly. You know, I rethink my gender all the time, and I consistently think like, no, I'm a non-binary trans guy. Like, I know this. I'm very, very confident and very, very comfortable in that. But with my pansexuality, once I figured that out, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm pan. That makes sense, you know? There it is. Now that I've become like more openly queer online and in real life, I feel like I've been kind of stuck to the labels that I've picked. Not that I've picked, that like feel right for me. And, you know, with being a trans guy and being a non-binary trans guy and transmasculine and all of those words, I'm so comfortable with that. But my sexuality is always something that I've felt a little bit less at home in. And it could be partly because I don't claim my sexuality as strongly as I claim my gender. Because to affirm my gender, I've come out to people dozens, if not hundreds of times. And I've gone through surgery, and I'll be going through another surgery soon. And I've been on hormones. But with my sexuality, it's just kind of in existence. Like, I just kind of am pansexual, you know? And in the same sort of way, I am a trans guy and I am non-binary, but those things are a bit more tangible for me because, like, I've actually done things to make myself more comfortable with that, if that makes any sense. I haven't really been questioning my place on, like, the asexual spectrum because I know I'm demisexual. That's something that I am very confident in, just because of past experiences and, like, how I feel about people now. And, like, that's something that I'm confident about and something that I own, but my, like, orientation when it comes to sexuality is something that I feel is a bit more difficult. And since coming out, like, for the very first time, I came out as pan, and I've identified as such since, but I just don't know if that's the best word for it. I don't know if that's the best word for me. You know, I've been dating Jack for 2.5 years, and he's a cis guy, so me trying to see myself like outside of that relationship as a person that could potentially be attracted to other people is really hard. So sometimes I'll feel a little bit disconnected from my pansexuality because I am dating a guy, and I have been for so fucking long. I haven't dated a feminine identifying person since middle school, and that was a toxic relationship. So Jack is really the only healthy person I've ever been in a relationship with. So for me, it's a little bit hard to say like I'm pansexual when I've really only ever had like very healthy romantic / sexual experiences with a cis guy. So for me, I have some like internalized biphobia / homophobia / whatever when it comes to saying I'm pansexual, but I've only ever been in a healthy relationship with a guy. And it's so dumb because, you know, I look at other people that are like, well, can I be a lesbian if I've never dated a girl? Yeah, you can. If you know your orientation, you don't have to date that gender or not date a gender to know that, right? But for myself, I like gatekeep myself even more. And I'm like, should I just call myself gay? Like, am I just gay? I don't know. And the longer I've been with Jack and the more I think about it, like, I don't know that I can see myself with anybody else. And of course that could be just because I'm so fucking in love with him, and it could have to do with my demisexuality, but like, even in theory, I personally can't see myself with a girl, but I also can't see myself with a non-binary person or with another boy. So I think that has more to do with me being with Jack than me not being pansexual. And I've had crushes on people of all genders before, so, you know, I am comfy with the label pansexual because I feel like it describes my past experiences best. But for a long time, I just didn't know if that word was comfortable for me. And, you know, I thought about bisexual, but there's a lot of reasons why I am not entirely comfortable identifying as bisexual. I have Patches and Parley on that if you want to watch it. But I also call myself gay a lot, and I found myself more drawn to saying I'm gay than I'm pan. Because even though I do like see myself as pansexual, I feel gay. I definitely feel more of like a comfort with the word gay, just because it is more like, vague. Like, yeah, I like boys. Do I also like girls? Sure, but currently I'm in a relationship with a boy that I guess I consider to be a gay relationship. And for me, right now, calling myself gay, I think, is more comfortable than calling myself pan. I also really, really love the label queer, which I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with, but me reclaiming that for myself is something that I've been more comfortable with recently. And I feel like I still do very strongly identify with being pansexual in a general sense, and I think I will continue to label myself that way, but I, for now, am more comfortable with calling myself gay or calling myself queer, just because I feel like it fits where I am right now better. So I guess the reason I kind of wanted to talk about this was to not only, like, keep you updated on how I'm identifying, but to kind of say that it's okay to question your sexuality even once you, like, think you know what it is. Because what I've found through introspection and whatever other philosophical words that I want to use today is that although the word pansexual that I have identified with for a long time still does fit me, there are other words that I might be more comfortable with. And I'm allowed to identify with those words, and it's okay to discover things past what you originally thought you would identify as. Even if you've been identifying as one thing for a super duper long time, it's alright to change it up, and it's okay to think about that, and it's okay to realize that that might not be the best word for who you are. So yeah, I know I didn't have to make this video, like, I'm not obligated to keep you guys updated on all things related to my sexuality and my orientation, but I feel like it's kind of an important message to put out there that things can change, and that's alright, and you are allowed to keep questioning yourself, and you're allowed to keep growing and realizing who you are beyond the first few words that you might use to label yourself. But I think looking at yourself introspectively and continuing to question who you are is a really healthy thing to do. And for me, this has made me a lot more comfortable with my sexuality, just thinking about, like, well, am I pan? Yes, but that might not be the word that I'm the most comfortable with. So yeah, play around with labels, and also keep in mind that it's totally alright not to identify with anything at all. I played around for a while with just identifying with queer to encompass all aspects of my sexuality without having to, like, put things into more specific, like panromantic, pansexual, demisexual, gay. And if that's what works for you, fucking go for it. But this is where I am right now. This might change in the future, and that's okay too. So keep questioning, keep figuring out who you are one step at a time, and if it takes years, that is okay. Goodbye. I hope that you're comfortable with any labels that you use for yourself, and if you're not, then I hope you're comfortable to continue questioning, and I will talk to you later, maybe.